My fellow Cancerians, hello, and I hope you had a good birthday. And now we're going to Leo season. That transition from Cancer into Leo is not an easy one because it's asking us to go from our emotions, which was an emotional month with all the eclipses and all that emotional depth diving. Now we have to come up onto land, and we don't even have time to pretty ourselves. We have to jump right on stage and to take the mic. But we're asking to trust in the universe and also to put in that footwork and to do it as methodically and as thoughtfully as you can. And to go then from that place this month of August into making sure that you're doing it for the service of the greater good. The communitarian Aquarian age, you are a major player in this. For you have Mars stopping and going retrograde, which is going to go pop back into your house of relationships, which we'll talk about in a second, and then go back forward towards your relationships with the greater community at large. So, we'll start off with the tough stuff. In your world of marriage, legal contracts, we have Saturn making a tough aspect to Uranus in Taurus, just further solidifying your trouble manifest with things in the material world, and quite frankly, your troubles in marriage right now, and perhaps a legal thing that's held up. Perhaps you're having a hard time getting married, or perhaps you're having a hard time getting divorced. And Pluto there being that energy that's making you dig deeper to see the grander scheme that of your psychological conscious opening that is happening through this physical legal hurt. And we have Mars going from it being more humanitarian to it being more freaking practical. Stopping there and then going forward after reorganizing and restructuring to go back into your world of reaching out to and the greater whole in the way that you're seen by the greater community. Okay. We have a nice trine to help us through this, which goes from Jupiter in your 5th house in Scorpio. This could be a harmonious spiritual relationship with your children, with how you see yourself as being a child, with being your true authentic child self, which is what this time of year is calling us to do with the sun in Leo. Going from that authentic place in our hearts and trusting in that. And having fun. And not being afraid to laugh. Lots of intense energy right now. The way to win through that is to have a sense of humor and to look on the positive side of that and to look in how you could psychologically heal from it and to strengthen your psychic powers. Because you, Cancer, are a psychic being. We have Chiron and Aries in your 10th house. That means that how you're being seen in the public eye could be a place of harm, but also a place for healing. And that's being seen and what you're being seen for and known for. And then we have you being your Uranian revolutionary self in Earth in the 11th house, giving you this Aquarian energy and it being challenged. And so perhaps you're going out to a rally and you run out of black ink for your poster board. It asks you to think a little bit before you tear down the structure. Am I tearing it down because there's something internally that I'm not happy with? Have I addressed those things? And then when I have fully, then I'm able to go into the public arena on fire and being that revolutionary person that the Cancer is in this time. Mercury in retrograde is happening in your second house. Money is a big thing for you right now. Let's talk about that and the eclipse of the solar eclipse in Leo in the middle of this month, which is dealing with your money and what you value and your comfort in your home and finances. We have you being the Leo of this, so the sun is shining on your finances. This is great. Lots of people are hurting financially. I feel like you are actually thriving financially. Hopefully whatever you're dealing with in the court system isn't affecting it too much. And with Mercury there, I feel like miscommunications with money and things, since the eclipse is there, that have been hidden will come to the light in your world of finances. And your North Node is to go there and to be strong and courageous in securing finances and doing it in a unique way that's kind of revolutionary and involves the collective, with Uranus being in Taurus there. We have Venus. Your love is going from a love of close friends, roommates, and your brothers and sisters and your close cousins, and love of being good at communicating one-on-one with people in romance. And now we have that, and the way that you do that is usually in a perfectionist, sometimes overly critical Virgo, also a great service and hostess way. And now you have that moving into your fourth house, which is your home, your maternal, nurturing self, which you are very good at because you have Libra there and you're Cancer, so that's what you rule. And so you have Venus coming through that to really help shine a loving light and a harmoniousness in your relationship as the sacred feminine creator, imaginative musician that you are, artist that you are, doing it probably at your home, and then also being seen as a nurturing person and feeling nurtured from earth in this world and water. Take more baths this month and do it in a spiritual way. When you take a bath, light a freaking candle and make it a spiritual thing. You are the low-key high priestess, Cancer, and if you're a dude watching this, that is your strength, is your creative ability. Finally, we're coming to a place where just because you're a little bit more in touch with your feminine side, you're not given wedgies. Rather, you're appreciated. Maybe you're a little bit emo, but whatever. You're the lead singer of the freaking rock and roll band who's pulling all the girls right now. And then if you're a female, you're that freaking powerful freaking female who's like, here I am with all my psychic freaking abilities and you need me to love you. And so that's my power. Your imagination and your feelings. The world wants to suppress that from the feminine. But it's rising like the phoenix. So you better get on board so that you rise with that phoenix instead of getting left behind in the ashes. Lots of Leo energy right here that's speaking to you. To take the stage. We had the time in Cancer to be trapped in our emotions. Now we jump out onto the stage courageously. Trusting in the universe, trusting in ourselves. Here is the Scorpio card, asking us to really take that Jupiter in Scorpio seriously. To not being afraid to let those things that are in the dark, in our unconscious, subconscious, be exposed and brought to the light, because if they're not, then they're not going to be healed. Crossing us. We have perhaps to job offers, to ways to make money, to work projects that we can't decide between. Any really choice that is a little bit more easy to put your finger on. And if you learn how these energies work, you're able to dance with it. And you're able to be joyful and happy and smile through it, through this intense time. Oh, precious Cancer, ascendant or sun. You are where the sun is really exalted, not in Leo. Leo's when it gets a chance to reap its gifts. You're the one who goes through it, through laborious, emotional effort. But you're that creative juice that Leo would have nothing on the stage to offer if it didn't have you. One last card. The Page of Wands. The entrepreneurial spirit. You have money coming in, and you have ways to make money going out. Go in to make sure that's coming from a true, authentic heart place, so that when it's coming out, it can't go wrong. Last card. Change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. That's Uranus and Taurus teaching us to change whether we like it or not. The main card of you right now is Scorpio, who's in charge of generation. Your brother, water sign, who's asking you to transform and to be that sacred scarab that you are. That brings its young from the dung up to the top of the hill, where the sun is glorified and at its strongest, and where the moon is exalted, you emotional high priestess or priest. Farewell.